were it not for the transformative love of Jesus Christ.
I am a person of faith. I am a Christian.
I'm a good Christian, and I'm leading with Evangelicals.
When your faith compels you to spread the gospel, who's God's candidate?
I mean, I really wish I knew, because that's definitely who I'd vote for.
The two choices that we have don't line up with how God tells us to live.
Ralph Nader. She's voting for Ralph Nader.
No, it sounds like God's a vote waster.
That's right.
In America, when we talk about religious voters, most of the time it's really code for white evangelicals. From the focus group to the exit poll, Bible-believing Christians are the definition of religious voters. But how do evangelicals define themselves?
Someone who basically believes in Jesus, believes in the basic tenets of the Bible, and believes that it's a good thing to share that with others.
Urban Nations Outreach is a Christian mission in Jackson Heights, Queens, where evangelical missionaries help fledgling Americans, many of them Muslim immigrants from South Asia and West Africa, by offering free English lessons while guiding them toward a path of righteousness.
And then number 4, does anybody know that word?
To tell a lie, that's sin.
Yeah. When you do things that are bad, that hurt other people, or that maybe makes God unhappy, that's a sin. I really value life as a newborn or before they're born, as well as at the end of life. And I'm not for capital punishment, whether they're an immigrant, whether they're straight, gay, whatever, protecting people in basic rights and in life in general. That's important to me.
If God's word says that He created man and woman, and man and woman are supposed to cleave to one another, but then we say the marriage should look like however I choose, then man is saying, I'm bigger than God, I know more than God. That's a choice man is making. Does that please God? Absolutely not.
While they live by the word, the aspirations of would-be electeds live or die by their votes, and they do vote. 1 in 4 Americans, some 62 million people, identify as evangelical, making them the nation's largest religious group. 1/3 of those evangelicals identify as non-white. And in 2012, evangelicals had a record year, with 27% of the electorate being evangelical. 79% of those voters were white, mostly Republican and male. Like D.C. Ennis, a political science professor at the King's College, a Christian liberal arts school in Lower Manhattan.
Let's make America great again, make America great again, whatever that means.
He thinks this election may be the opening salvo in an 80s-style culture war.
Folks want to be left alone. We want to be left alone. Let's just respect each other. Don't make me buy anything I don't want to buy. Don't make me sell anything I don't want to sell. Don't let me get married the way I want to get married. Let me educate my children the way I want to educate my children. Get out of my life, and let's all just make sure we're all protected.
Yeah, that's funny, because that, to me, that sounds like the argument of all the people that I imagine would be on the other side.
I wish it were that simple, though. I'll just add this. If we're calling that marriage, two men getting married, that changes the social understanding of what my marriage is. And doing things with your body, the abortion question, that's a human being, right? You can't define somebody's humanity away from them in the name of let's just leave each other alone. So, you know, that's what makes it a touchy question.
So it's election day. The ballot reads Clinton and Trump. What's an evangelical to do?
They either don't vote in the presidential election, they abstain.
But like, if they stay home, isn't that akin to political, just like holding your breath, or I'm going to take my ball and go home now?
The Benedict option. Christians withdrawing into their churches and their Christian communities and working on their souls.
No one wants to be monastic, a Benedictine monk.
If you go into a car dealership and he senses you're not going to leave here without a car because you want that car,
right,
you're in a very bad negotiating position. In negotiation, you always have to be able to walk away from it. If you can't walk away from it, and he knows you can't walk away, you've lost. You have to be able to walk away from the deal.
Even if that deal is the ballot box.
While he challenges evangelicals to channel their anger this election, other Christian denominations are challenging the evangelicals to stop sucking all of the air out of the room.
Evangelical equates to Christian in so much of the larger narrative. How do you feel being lumped in with them?
It's uncomfortable. It's unfortunate. You know, I hope the people don't paint me with that broad stroke, but sometimes they do. You don't even get a chance to correct it.
What do you know that they don't know if they can form those positions and think they're coming from a godly perspective?
I just, traditional family values. I mean, if you, how many wives did Abraham and some of the people have? Some of the people in the Old Testament? I don't know what they're talking about in the Bible, but there's kind of a wide variety of family values, some of which they might not be very happy about. So biblical family values, I don't know. Obviously, it's an important issue. I mean, I will tell you what I think and what I feel, but there's also with a certain level of I don't have any corner on the God market.
We're a free country. We are a Christian country with many, many different religions. How many religions?
I heard this number that said by 2050, Islam is going to be right behind Christianity. So
yes.
How do you think the nation or the politics might change when that flips, when Christianity isn't the number one?
I believe it will be.
But the math is telling you one thing, and somebody's staying in the race, but they're saying, all right.
If you believe in the Bible, if you believe in Christianity, you can't think that Christianity will be the number 2 religion.
What's wrong with being number 2?
It's not, it doesn't work that way.
So, did you think Ted Cruz was a viable choice?
I didn't like him. He was pretending.
Then waking up the morning after he got out of the race, did you feel like, okay, we dodged a bullet? That man is no longer the face of evangelicals in America.
I think it's going to help defeat Hillary, him being out of the race.
Okay.
And that's why Christians, I think, we want to beat Hillary.
So how'd she get the horns from your view?
No, I think she's just in there for the power. I really do. I don't think she really cares that much.
I'm voting for Hillary. Yes. So whether she's God's candidate, she has a lot of qualities that I think I could identify as godlike.
Who's God's candidate?
Trump.
For me, it's a sad day that our 2 choices may be the 2 that are totally against what God's word states. It's a sad day.
Ronald Reagan was a high point as far as godly politics.
So, who's God's candidate? Asked and answered.